Good morning, students. Today we are starting off with a new chapter, that is chapter number 5, the fundamental unit of life, that is nothing but cell. All organisms, including plants and animals, are composed of cells. We know that every living organism, it can be plant or animal, it is made up of building blocks or units known as cell. Each and every cell arises from pre-existing. Most of the living organism or every living organism starts off with its life from a single cell. Even in human beings, we know zygote is being formed. Zygote is nothing but a single cell. Now it is a zygote that divides further and new cells are being formed. So we see over here cells are arising from pre-existing cell. The cells become specialized to perform different specialized functions after division. Now, once the division has taken place, now the cells are grouped together to form tissues in higher organisms, as well as tissues are grouped to form organ, and finally the organ system. Now, each one has taken up a specialized function. Cell is a basic structural and functional unit of living organism. As I had mentioned prior, that cells are nothing but the building block of the organism, and cell is responsible for controlling the basic activities that is required for the survival of an organism. Discovery of cell. Robert Hooke examined a thin slice of cork under the primitive microscope in the year 1665. Robert Hooke, what he did was he took a thin slice of a cork. Now cork is obtained from the bark of the oak tree, and this particular cork is used as a stopper or a cap of the wine bottles. Now he took the cork and he cut them into very thin slices and he observed it under the microscope, and he could see honeycomb like structures. Okay, and he called this as cell, or he termed this as cell. Now cell is derived from the Latin word which means little room, and it resembled this little room, and it was an enclosed structure. Now what are the basic characteristics of cell? They have the ability to replicate independently. It means it has the ability to multiply independently. They contain hereditary information. We know that cell has got the presence of nucleus, and in that nucleus there is presence of DNA which controls and regulates the characteristics of living organism. They can perform all the life sustaining activities on their own. When I say life sustaining, it is the excretion, digestion, nutrition, reproduction. These are all life sustaining activities. They show similar chemical composition and metabolic activities. Now the cells of an organism, they have a similar chemical composition as well as exhibit metabolic activity. When I say metabolic activity, it is nothing but breaking down of a substance and building up of a substance. For example, if I take carbohydrates, carbohydrates are broken down to sugar, or whenever carbohydrate is required, sugars can be joined together to form carbohydrate. So the metabolic activities involves breaking down and building up of the substance, and this you can see in every cell. Next, moving on to cell theory. Sheldon and Schwann presented cell theory which states that all plants and animals are composed of cells and they are the basic unit of life. Irrespective of whether it's a plant or an animal, every living organism is made up of cell, and these are the building blocks of the organism. This was put forth by Sheldon and Schwann. Virchow in the year 1855 expanded the theory. It means he added on to what Sheldon and Schwann had proposed by suggesting that all cells arise from pre-existing cells. Like I explained before, every living organism starts off its life as a single cell, and that particular single cells divide further, and the cells that are formed divides further to form many cells. Okay, so we see that these cells arise from the pre-existing one. Cellular composition in different organisms. On the basis of the number of cells present in different organism, they are classified into two types. One is unicellular organism, means here it is made up of single cell, like your amoeba, paramecium, euglena. These are the examples of unicellular organisms. Multicellular organism, made up of many cells. Division of labor is seen. Now what do I mean by this? Now digestive system is performing the function of digestion of food. Excretory system is bringing about the elimination of toxic substance. Respiratory system helps in the exchange of gases. So for various important life activities, we see that there is different system. There is division of labor that is seen. The digestive system does not perform all the function like excretion or exchange of gases. We have different systems, right? So here we see in multicellular organisms, division of labor is seen. Shape of cells. Some cells have fixed shape. Example, most plant and animal cells. Some cells like WBCs help in ingesting the foreign organism, and amoeba keeps changing their shapes. They don't have a definite shape. Fixed shape cells may be of various types like elliptical, example fat cell, spherical, ovum. Ovum is nothing but the egg cell. Spindle shaped, it is nothing but wavy. In nature, example smooth muscle cell, discoidal, disc-like, that is RBC, elongated nerve cell.